Shabbat Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I like to give double honor. Shalom to the 144,000, to the 1/3, to the hopeful elect. Shalom. It's your brother Isaiah from the New Orleans camp, back with another lesson. And I want to name this, Minding Your Own Business Could Save Your Life. We're going to go into this article from the Law and Crime by Jerry Lombard 3 days ago. Lambrey 3 days ago. Man was dragging girlfriend home by her ankles when two men tried to help, so he shot all three. Police. A 21-year-old Indiana man is accused of opening fire on two Good Samaritans who tried to help as he dragged his screaming girlfriend down the sidewalk by her feet before killing the woman and injuring the two men. Let's see. Ryan Joshua Davis was taken into custody early this month and indicted on 10 criminal counts, including murder, attempted murder, aggravated battery, kidnapping, and criminal confinement and slaying of 23-year-old Cheyenne Angelina Ryan's, court records say. Prosecutors are also pursuing a firearm sentence enhancing that could substantially extend his sentence. If convicted, the murder charge alone carries a maximum of 65 years. Let's look a little bit further down. Let's see what we can find. Let's go back up a little bit. Let's see. Salakia. I'll let it get a little too far down. Alright, I'm going to start here. The defendant reportedly forbade Ryan's from leaving, forcefully threw her to the floor and caused her to strike her head. Ryan's again announced she was leaving on May 10th, but as she walked down the street to escape, Davis reportedly pursued her and punched her in the head. He also claimed he picked up a handgun Rain had dropped during the attack. Davis then grabbed Rain by the feet and began dragging her backwards toward their home as she screamed for help. An interaction captured clearly on a nearby surveillance camera. Two men driving by witnessed the assault from a Dodge pickup truck and pulled over to confront Davis. At first, I thought it was just two kids messing around, one of the men, Michael Hennessy, told WXIN. Then I looked closely, and I realized it was a guy dragging a girl down the road by her ankles. Witnesses told investigators that Davis immediately opened fire on the truck, and the two men describing the shooter as emotionless and cold as he fired the gun. Hennessy recalled a frantic moment as he drove for cover while rounds tore through the scene. I jumped out my door, ducked behind the truck, and I saw the other man and her both laying on the ground, he told the station. Almost as soon as I switched direction, it felt like I was hit by a baseball bat. The other Good Samaritan was shot directly in the head and suffered catastrophic injuries described in court records as incompatible with life before being airlifted to the Indianapolis hospital in critical condition. Indianapolis ABC affiliate WRTV reported. After the shooting, Davis fled to a home where officers discovered three young children, ages 3, 2, and 3 months, locked inside a room locked inside a bedroom. Investigators described the room as being in deplorable condition. Nothing that the toddlers were found completely covered in dirt and feces with no other guardian present. This discovery led to Davis also being charged with neglect of a dependent. And that's all we need to go to. As you can see, this man and his girlfriend get into it about something. She leave the house. He drag her back. Two men see it, try to jump in to save her, to be supermen, be superheroes. One of them looked like he almost got put to death, and the other one, he ended up escaping with minor injuries, as they said. But all of this really could have been avoided by them two men just minding their own business. We're not in a time anymore where you can just see somebody going through something and say you want to jump in on the situation and help, because we're at the end and those spirits created for vengeance are out there doing their job. Now, if you get caught up in their way while they're handling business, as you just seen in this article, you'll be taken out with them just like the trash as well. That's why the Bible warns you of situations like this are just really minding your own business. We're going to start here. Proverbs 26 and 17. He that passeth by and meddleth with strife belonging not to him is like one that taketh a dog by the ears. Yeah. Now, you see these two men, that situation with that man and his girlfriend was none of their concern. Y'all just keep driving by. First thing in your mind, you should say, you know what? There's probably two sides of this situation. And I know what people say, well, what if that was your niece or your sister? What would you do? Well, guess what? They were not his family members. They wasn't their girl family members, but yet they meddled in an affair that wasn't none of their business. And you seen what happened. One ended up getting fatally shot. The girl ended up getting killed anyway. And the other guy ended up getting wounded. So what did they really solve besides putting themselves in an even worse situation? They sat there and got themselves hurt. One almost put to death because they ain't saying he died yet. They just said he was in critical condition for meddling in a affair that wasn't even his, wasn't even theirs. Trying to jump out and be Captain Save-A-Ho. And guess what? They end up needing to be saved. That's why I got the scripture here. It said, he that passeth by and meddleth not with strife. Matter of fact, let's get that word strife. Because all they had to do was just keep going. Mind your own business. Then you wouldn't be laid up with a bullet in your head, or you wouldn't be laid up hurt. Because a lot of these situations, it goes deeper than what some people think. And you just jumping out thinking you're going to save somebody and forget that you have your own family you got to worry about. Let's see. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, that's the right one. Let's go ahead and get that word strife. We know what metal means. Sticking your nose in a place that don't belong. All right, strife. Strong H7379. Raab. Strife. The outline of biblical usage. Strife. Controversy. Dispute. Strife. Quarrel. Strife. Controversy. Case of law. The Strong's definition. Raab. Salakia from Strong 87378, a contest, personal or legal, adversary or cause, chiding, contention, controversy, multitude, from the margin, pleading, strife, striving, suit. Let's go into the root of the word. Strong 87378, same word. Outline of biblical uses. To strive, to contend, to strive physically. strive with word to conduct a case or suit, to sue, to complaint, to quarrel, basically. Basically, don't deal with no quarrel that doesn't belong to you. And before we go, we're going to get in NLT since it was already part of it. All right. This is Proverbs 26 and 17 in NLT. Interfering in someone else's argument is as foolish as yanking on a dog's ears. Yeah. That was a situation they didn't have to have themselves into, because that situation did not need or warrant them to stick their nose in it. I mean, if y'all felt like she needed to be saved, why not call the police? Follow him, see wherever he's taking her, and call the police and let them know. But no, y'all feel like we're two men. We can handle this guy. Let's go out and save him. But now one of y'all was expecting him having a weapon. So you end up meeting, one of y'all end up so far meeting the same fate that she's got. And the other one was just, was injured. Because y'all were meddling in an affair. Y'all were passing by and meddling with an affair that didn't have nothing to do with y'all, man. Especially in these times where everybody on extra on edge and just already one button short of going mad. This is Sirach 11, verse 9 and 10. Strive not in a matter that concerneth thee not, Salaki. Striving not in a matter that concerneth thee not, and sit not in a judgment with sinners. Yeah. That matter didn't concern y'all. Not one bit. Like I said, if you wanted to help her, how about calling the police and let them solve the problem? I'm sure one or both of them men had families they had to go home to. But y'all didn't think that way. Y'all thought y'all were going to jump out and be a superhero and save the day. And that spirit created for vengeance ended up hurting both of y'all trying to save her, and she still ended up getting killed. So you messing in a matter that didn't even concern you, and you still didn't save the girl's life. All while one of your lives is put in danger, and the other one, you end up getting hurt. That's messing up your own lives. Verse 10, my son, meddle not with many matters, for if thou meddle much, thou shalt not be innocent. Yeah, y'all wasn't innocent in that. Because that was a situation you just should have kept your nose out of. Or call the proper authorities to handle it. Like I said, we're not in a time where you can be Captain Save-A-Ho, because you just going to end up getting the same judgment as she getting. Especially if the Lord is not with you. And if thou follow after, thou shalt not obtain, neither shalt thou escape by fleeing. See? Neither one of those guys escaped. But it was the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua that one got hurt like he did, and the other down there got put to death. Along with the girl who got put to death. It was all the will of the Most High that it happened. But they followed after, and guess what? They didn't obtain saving her. She still ended up getting killed, and they ended up getting the same judgment she got. Now we're gonna get that in the GNT. This is Sirach 11, verses 9 and 10. Do not get into an argument over something that is none of your business. See? What was the point? You end up getting hurt. Don't take part in decisions that are being made by sinners. My child, don't get involved in too many things. If you try to do too much, you will suffer for it. Did they not suffer for it? You won't be able to finish your work, and you won't be able to get away from it either. See? What will finish their work? Saving her? And they get away from it? No, because they end up getting shot as well. I'm just showing you in this video that in these times, man, we got to mind our own business. And even if you don't, Man, call the proper authorities who you feel like can do it. Because the Lord has let loose these spirits created for vengeance. And they're going to bring a whole hell of a lot of trouble to a lot of people. And anyone trying to dip into a situation that don't concern them, hey, you can end up getting that same judgment. Because we know that if anyone get killed, maimed, hurt, killed, saved, it is all the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that happen. So don't interfere with them. Don't try to be someone who can interfere with the Lord when he's passing judgment on someone, especially someone you don't know. This is Proverbs 17 and 14. The beginning of strife is as one letteth out water. Therefore, leave off contention before it meddle with thee. Yeah. They went over here messing with this man, trying to save this woman, but didn't know he was already packing. Now, if they'd have just left the situation as is and drove off, it'll never happen. That's what the scripture's saying. Don't be somebody who go looking for trouble. Because when you do, what that old saying say, when you look for trouble, you'll find it. That's why I say, look, don't go looking for trouble, because once it start to go down, you ain't gonna be able to stop it. So stop it before it start. And how can they stop it? By just not even jumping in the way in the first place, man. By not even putting themselves in a position trying to save her, because you didn't know what they had going on. If he was that bold to drag her ass through the city like that, something should tell you that wasn't a rare occurrence. At least for me, that's how I feel. If a man is bold enough to beat a woman in public and drag her like that, then that ain't his first time doing it. If that ain't his first time doing it, then why is she still there allowing it? You know how the women nowadays, they'll give you some kind of bullshit reason. Well, you don't know what it is to be with somebody. No, I don't want to hear none of that shit. Motherfucker knocking your teeth in, goddamn it. Ain't no point of staying there no more. But hey, that's just me. The scriptures say, man, the beginning of strife is when one letteth out water. Therefore, leaveth off contention. So basically, don't let that water out and you won't have trouble. Basically, don't dip in somebody else's business and you won't find yourself in a tough situation, which these two men did. And that's why I said, in this time, in this date, it's just not the time to do that anymore. We're in the end. Those spirit created for vengeance are out there doing their work, and you're going to catch that same judgment someone else did if you out there interfering. Because we're living in the evil time. We're in the last days, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is passing out judgment like somebody playing card. That's why I'm going to end it out here in Ephesians 5:15-16. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. We're in those evil times, man, where death is going to grow more and more. And we're not going to be in the time to where you can just think you're going to save somebody and get out of there scot-free. No, you're going to have to face judgment. You're going to have to face whatever mindset that person is whatever mindset the person you're trying to fight to save someone from. Because as you seen, death was already on his mind. And like they said, he was cold and emotionless when he was shooting at him. So they had to take that same judgment that she got. Luckily, one of them didn't get hit too bad in the hood. And right now, his life is up in the air while she done died. So, Akim, look, now not the time to be super saber ho. When we see Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua passing judgment, hey, call the proper authorities if you want to help. Other than that, and keep your nose out of it. But that's all I had to say on that. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.